Right.
Today, the
It's
first
like
day of
it's
fall.
like if your grandma who knits is like also a DJ, you know.
Right. I got you, my guy.
I fuck with
It
it.
always gives me the Joker vibes when I wear this, the green beanie with the purple hoodie.
I hear you. I hear you. Color scheme. I hear you. Hell yeah.
Why so serious?
It's Wednesday again. You know, what if Wednesday? You know the vibes. You know what we do on Wednesdays. It's our wackiest of days. It's usually just all over the goddamn place, and we also talk about TV shows
Right.
or movies. But I don't actually think I saw anything this weekend as far as movies go. I don't even know what the hell came out this weekend. I think that Clint Eastwood movie came out over the weekend. Did not watch it.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched anything new either. I would assume the next new one I watch would probably be Halloween.
Probably,
Maybe
probably.
no, probably Venom. I guess that
Oh
comes
yeah,
out
yeah,
October
yeah, yeah, yeah,
1st. Yeah.
yeah. That comes
So
out next week.
probably Venom.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and
then
then
Halloween
Halloween,
kills.
and then Halloween, which I'm really looking forward to. I've been hearing good
Oh
things
yeah,
about it.
very hyped for
Uh,
that movie. That should
I was
be
gonna say the only movies we've been watching, I mean, that I've been watching, are we're gonna be talking about all next month. So
I watched The Bride of Frankenstein last night, but
I I saw that.
I
I've
don't
never
think
seen
that's
I've
one
never
of
seen that.
his.
Nah,
Lot different than a lot of people expect. I bet because
yeah. I've always
uh,
wanted to see that. I've never seen any of the like Universal Pictures like monster movies, and like every year around this time, they always like drop like all of them on like Blu-rays, and it's one of those things where like when it comes to collecting movies and stuff, sometimes I just like play the waiting game with certain movies, where I'm like, if I wait long enough, like a certain edition is going to come along at a certain price, that I'm going to be like, that's the one. I'm gonna take that. I know I waited forever to buy a copy of The Breakfast Club, and I'm glad that I did because the copy I ended up buying was like this like pop art cover and shit, and like I really dug it. And I was like, this was worth the wait. It was like $10.
well, if you're interested in like I was, it is on Peacock for free. So
Word.
that's where I
Peacock,
ended
if
up
you want
watching it.
to,
Yeah.
if you want to.
They had Frankenstein and The Bride of Frankenstein on there, so I was like, well, I've seen
Nice,
Frankenstein. It's been a long time since I've watched The Bride of Frankenstein, so I was like, let's put it on.
nice. Yeah, never seen it. In none of those. Wolfman, Invisible Man, none of those. None
Invisible
of
Man was
those.
on there as well.
Yeah.
Nice little ones,
I,
man. I think it's
I
from
guess I guess it makes
1930 something.
sense. That does make sense since Peacock is Universal, so it would stand to reason that the Universal monster movies are over on Peacock. So that
Very,
all
very
makes sense.
nice.
All adds
Help,
up.
helps get you into the spirit of the season. It's the season.
Oh, for sure. It absolutely is. The weather is definitely there uh, for the season. Um, yeah,
And turn
the
those air
spooky vibes.
conditioners off. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
and then
Oh yeah.
TV wise, what we got this week? Let's see. I've been keeping up with Heels very much
Hmm.
so. That's been one of my go-tos on Sunday mornings is to get up and watch that show, which emotional driven episode. So it was like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, wow, way to wake up on a Sunday and have to watch that first and foremost. It's like, okay, cool.
Right. Oh.
But
Yeah.
still, very solid show. I think Stars was doing something to where I think last weekend you could watch the first 3 episodes for free. I think they got something for 3 months for $3 or something going right now.
I'll have to give that a go. I still got Showtime for like 2 weeks, so let me finish my Showtime free trial, and then I'll start on Stars.
They always have something going. You can always find something out there if you like.
Yeah, that's one I'm definitely still planning on watching at some point. I have to say, like, there's something about it that I love the fact that in this era of streaming, we've come back like full circle to dropping like the bingeable shows to now almost everything is like weekly again. Like all the big shows are like weekly shows now, like across like all of the different streaming services. And I don't know, part of me kind of likes it. Like part of me kind of digs the anticipation of like, it does take me back to that time of like, nah, Friday night, you got to be home. I mean, it's a little different now because you don't have to be home on Friday night to like catch what you're going to catch. but like it gives you something to look forward to. Like Wednesdays, like every Wednesday, I know I get to wake up to that Marvel logo, and something new
Yeah,
on
and
the other
that's
side of it.
that's the kicker, and it's like, you got the people that wait up and like we have before until 2 o'clock in the morning when they drop. You got
Hmm.
the people that wake up and it's just the first thing they watch in the morning, or this they get home from work. Maybe they wait
Hmm.
till dinner's cooked and they sit down and as a
Yeah,
family sit around and watch these shows. I think that's what I like about it.
yeah,
It blends where it used to be, but like where we're at now, that makes it better. It's like, no, you still can watch it at your convenience, just on the
right,
specific
yeah,
day.
exactly. And it's the best of both worlds at your
Hmm.
convenience, but you also have something to look forward to
And then
for
hit the
sure.
little group chat afterwards and see what everybody said.
Hmm. Yeah. I know my show right now on Tuesdays is Only Murders in the Building with Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. It was a show, like, it looked interesting when I first saw the trailer, but I've been loving it. Like, I'm a sucker for a good mystery story, and I think their chemistry is really good. The three lead actors, like, it's been a while since I've like watched like some good old like Steve Martin stuff, and like I don't know, I just really dig this show. Um, and I'm curious to see how it's all gonna wrap up here in a couple weeks.
Nice.
I know
Nice.
another show I've been watching actually just dropped its finale, so probably next week I'll give my thoughts on what I thought on Reservation Dogs. I got the final two episodes to watch on that. Otherwise, my thoughts on it right now before finishing the show, I would say, I mean, it's an FX show by Taika Waititi that, like, if you dig FX shows, like their comedies, like Atlanta and Dave and stuff like that, this is kind of up that alley. Like, this is definitely like in that ballpark as far as the way they set up their episodes. Like, one episode could be about one character, the other episode about another character, but it's all about like this group of kids, and it's like it's really the only show I can think of that has like a fully indigenous like cast, and like a lot of the crew members, people behind the camera, are all like Native American people and stuff. Like, it's a show just based around the Native American people here. Yeah, I think they're in Oklahoma is where the show takes place, but it's pretty funny, and it's been a pretty good show as well.
Nice.
But today Disney Plus dropped uh, two of my favorite things, and well, obviously we'll get to what if at the end, but they dropped Star Wars Visions today, and I binged the shit out of it. I watched every episode today, um, and thus why I felt the need to throw on old Baby Yoda here. It was rad. Um, Star Wars might not be your thing, anime might not be your thing, but damn, those two things complement each other very well. And I mean, it makes a lot of sense because Star Wars draw like it. Old school Star Wars has drawn so much from like Asian like cinema that it's almost kind of come full circle. Like, there's so much that like of like philosophy in Star
Right.
Wars that's totally in like Japanese culture and stuff like that. Like, I'll be reading, one of my Buddhism books or something like that, and then I mean, you could swap out a lot of stuff for like Star Wars references, and it's still going to be the same messages. Um, it was interesting to see because they're all like disconnected, like they're all done by different anime studios, and some of them are like a little more like you know bright and bubbly and fun, and some of them are dark as hell. Um, but like the first one's like black and white and like very like Kurosawa Seven Samurai type of deal, which is like one of my favorite movies. And honestly, the whole like Jedi thing, like it really just serves well for like a lot of these anime stories. That's like playing on the samurai side of things. Uh, it was just really cool. It was just a really cool experience because I've always said, like, as far as Star Wars go, like, I'm not as big a fan of like the actual main Star Wars movie. Like, I've seen them a billion times. I love the world, but I love the world. That's the point. Like, Marvel, I usually love all the stories in it and the world, but like with Star Wars, I love the world of Star Wars. Like, I think there's so much potential, and I think they're finally tapping into that by like telling all these different stories and letting other people tell stories in the Star Wars universe that it's like, okay, this is the potential. This is everything that Star Wars can be. When you let other people. There was even a moment in one of the Star Wars today that I'm like, you know what, that was cool. Like I would love to see something live action like that. Uh, but yeah, as a Star Wars fan, and I'm not even a person that rocks with anime like that, but it just I don't know. Ever since I saw that trailer was just lit, dude. The trailer itself was just a work of art. Like whoever edited that thing deserves a raise. Like
Yeah,
no two ways about it. Like they did a hell of a job selling people
nice.
on this show, and the animation in it was just amazing. Like every
Right.
studio just brought their A game. It was really cool. So I'd highly recommend checking out Star Wars Visions if you're a fan of Star Wars or anime, or if you're not of either, just check it out. See what you think. You might
You
enjoy
might
it.
dig it. You might dig it. You never know. Some
Might dig
Star
it.
Wars has been enjoyable. I'm not too terribly into it, but I could see how people are.
Yeah,
Most definitely.
I it might be like sacrilegious to like some hardcore Star Wars fans, but I would almost go as far as to tell people like, don't worry about the Skywalker saga. Like, don't worry about the main movies. Like, yes, obviously that's the groundwork for like everything. I would recommend watching them just because they're classics and stuff. Like, I dig them and stuff. But if I was like trying to sell somebody on Star Wars who like wouldn't be into Star Wars, I'd tell them to watch everything else but the movies. Like I'd be like, watch all the shit that diehard Star Wars fans have like issue with. Like Rogue One is one of my favorites. People hate on Rogue One, and I'm like, I like it because it's not like other Star Wars movies. Like I like The Mandalorian because it's like it's not like other Star Wars movies. I like Visions because it's not like other Star Wars things. Like yes, there are Star Wars elements, and the world is there, and I like I said, I fuck with the world. I dig the world. And so take those elements, create new stories. Quit telling me about this goddamn Death Star and the Skywalker kid because I don't give a shit anymore. Like
We
we've been
got Death
doing this for
Star. We got
yeah, it's
Death
like we've
Star.
been doing this for
We got
fucking
Death
like
Star.
nine. We got Death Star. We got Death Star. Fucking.
That song did go hard back in the day.
I was gonna say one of the greatest things that ever came out of Star Wars is all the parodies,
Yeah.
especially the
Yeah.
Star Wars rap. That was always a classic. But
But
yeah,
yes,
Disney
no,
Plus
like check it
coming
out.
hard.
It is probably dope, man. I'll give it to you. There's some
Yeah,
things that are just dope, plain and simple.
yeah. Yeah, I think you would even enjoy it. Really, like I mean, it's just dope. It's just pretty cool.
Maybe I'll give it a look. A little look see. You never heard.
Little look see, little look see. Um,
But then
I was
yeah, we
curious.
got
With my last thought on that is like the things they decided to focus on in those stories. Um, I guess this may breach into like a little bit of spoiler territory, but like they really focused on like Siths a lot and like kyber crystals like in the lightsabers. Like almost every episode was like very focused on these elements of like deceit and betrayal and like these little like twists of like the samurai comes to town and you think he's gonna like save the day and they're like, oh, a Jedi, a Jedi, a Jedi, and then he pulls his lightsaber out and it's red. He's like, I'm not a Jedi, and they're like, what the fuck? And you're just like, what is this dude doing? And like there's a lot of like good turning evil, evil turning its back on evil sort of thing. And I'm just like there's recurring themes throughout the whole thing. And I thought that was very curious that like almost every single one of these gravitated towards the same themes as opposed to all the Western versions of Star Wars we get. That's just the fucking Death Star every time. But that's my final thought on Visions.
final thought. Put a nail on it.
Sip,
I
sip,
don't
sip.
know. I've been watching Titans. That's what I'm still on. Tomorrow a new episode will drop. Those drop on Thursdays. They've
Hmm.
been doing all right, I guess, on it. We'll see. Like I said, I enjoy it. I just don't try to hold on to things too much. Try to put it back to what I know from my comic lore. I just go with it.
Right.
It's enjoyable if you do that. It really is. So.
No, I agree. I absolutely agree. If I'm not mistaken, Doom Patrol starts up this week.
Probably.
If I think this week or next week, I've been seeing the ads popping up more for it, but it's coming. They did drop a trailer for a new Marvel show on Hulu. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I just read about it, but I didn't see it.
Hit Monkey. I actually read the entire comic series today. There's 4 issues of it, and it was actually pretty dope. So I'm looking
Nice.
forward to this show. Can't hate on that. 4 issues. It's pretty quick sit down, So your little
So
Marvel
we should be
Unlimited,
getting,
10 bucks.
we must get into that soon then.
Yeah, it's in November around the same time as Hawkeye. Hawkeye and Hitmonkey. That's a pair. That's a pair right there. I like that.
Getting our H's on.
Oh yeah, ho ho ho! 'Tis the
Ho,
season.
ho, ho. But yeah, we
Uh,
got today's What If, though. The big one to talk
what
about.
if though?
What if, though? Party Thor. What if Party Thor was Party Thor, though?
Spoilers, spoilers, as we do. Pardon me. Yeah, I've seen people be kind of divided on this episode. Um, I had fun with it. Like I told you, like I didn't think it was the best episode, but I didn't think it was the worst episode. It wasn't one of the episodes I walked away from like, well, okay. It wasn't like zombies for me. It wasn't like Sharon Carter for me, where I was just like, all right, that was an episode. Like this one was just fun, bro. Like it just had like a real fun vibe to it. Like I liked the whole idea of this being like a Marvel version of like a teenage party movie where it's like, oh shit, my mom's coming home. We got to clean the house up before my mom gets here. Like I really dug that whole idea of an alien invasion, but like the aliens are just there to party. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty dope, actually. Of all the things we talk about when it comes to aliens, like that's never something that comes up. I feel like, which would be the most rad like circumstance. I feel like aliens just come to Earth and they're like, let's get lit, like and just be raising hell. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I was kind of like, it was funny in parts. There's some things that I was like, that's pretty cool. Like, I did like
Hmm.
when him and Captain Marvel got into a fist fight and they were knocking each other to different continents. I thought that was a pretty
Yeah.
dope concept for the two of them just to show off the powers. But like, I don't
Hmm.
know. I was just kind of
This
like,
this episode felt the most like a cartoon. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like it felt the most wacky and cartoony of like all of the episodes so
yeah,
far.
the most for kids, in my opinion. Like, this was
Yeah,
the most like the kids would really be like, ah.
yeah.
Because
This
you
was an
see all
episode,
your characters that you like. You see Krog. You see,
right?
just so many
Howard
people
comes
that,
back. Howard the Duck gets a
yeah,
bigger role to play again. And this was an episode for sure that I'm like, see, this makes sense to do as like a cartoon episode. Like, there are elements of it that would have maybe been cool to see in live action, but like, I don't know if a whole movie of this would have been good. Like, like it probably would have gotten real grating after a while. But like, as a cartoon, as like a little like 25-minute cartoon, like I fucked with it. Uh, Plus, I think I'm hoping, as we've talked about, fingers crossed, that the next 2 weeks are a two-parter, because obviously everything is building up to something, some sort of multiversal war, and I think we just saw the start of it today when when Ultron shows up there at the end.
yeah.
So
But it's like I'd like to know what's up with that, and I feel like that's if they do a two-parter, that's probably how that's gonna go down. Is like
right,
next week's episode would be how
it's like
Ultron
how
gets this
Ultron got there, and then
gets the stones,
mhm,
and it ends with him getting there, and then you get your final episode, which is just like, oh, here's a team, we're gonna throw you together, go battle against
right,
them. You
right,
win, bada bing, bada boom,
yeah.
and it's like,
I don't know, man. Honestly, it's funny because this show is the one show that I'm most excited for it to end out of all of them. Mostly just because I want to see what's going to happen, like moving forward. Like, I want to see what the repercussions of this show is going to be, and we're not going to know that until this show wraps up. Like, it's been playing it pretty close to the chest, even as far as to not even tell us what the episodes are going to be week to week until like a couple days before they drop, being like, "Oh, this is what the episode is." It's like, "Oh, okay, cool." Because like next week, I don't think anybody even has any sort of clue what next week's episode is going to be. We all have our ideas. It could be the two-parter. We know there's some sort of like multiversal shit getting ready to go down. Uh, just from the other footage and stuff we've seen, we can kind of put enough together to know that these people are going to come together. I know, the evil Doctor Strange is going to come back. Peggy Carter is going to come back. Star Lord, T'Challa, all of them are getting ready to come back. Um, And it's weird because, like I'm saying, is like I don't care as much about how this is all going to end as much as how is this going to affect things moving forward. You know,
True, it could. I don't know, man. I really don't know where they're going with this or what they're gonna do. So that's why I'm interested, just to
right?
see what
What
the
if
point of it
it's
all.
all pointless? What if it's all
It could
pointless?
be. It could be.
Yeah, I did see when I was on Marvel Unlimited earlier reading those comics. They they'll usually put like a reading list or whatever. Like they'll feature something every now and then.
Yeah.
And one of their features right now was like what ifs that came true or something. And so they were like highlighting issues of what if that later on down the line became like canon in the comics. Like one of them was like, what if Jane Foster got Thor's hammer, which decades after that comic, she did end up becoming Lady Thor. One of them was about like Professor Hulk, like what if Bruce Banner's brain was still in the Hulk or some shit like that, and another thing that paid off later in the comics. So that stuff is cool, but I'll be curious to see where this goes.
Could go somewhere.
Hey, it's got to,
Could
hopefully,
go nowhere.
hopefully, you know. Uh, but yeah,
Well, I've
so
seen
we
some
got
wild ones, like what if the Wolverine gets the Hulk's, powers. So
that'd be pretty cool, pretty cool to see.
that'd have been a cool one.
Yeah,
Hopefully, season 2.
yeah, but we'll see, we'll see. I'm ready. I guess. Well, we got a couple more weeks of what if, and then a
Two,
little little
2
little bit of
months.
time. A little bit of time is going to pass, and then November we get a whole bunch of Marvel with Hitmonkey, and which I don't believe is canon to the MCU, but who gives a shit? Hawkeye and Eternals all dropping in November,
Right.
and then directly after we get Spider-Man to finally conclude the Year of the Spider,
The Year of the Spider.
and then
Yeah.
we go into 2022, the Year of the Strange, Year of Madness. Fucking,
And the Batman and the Flash. There's a
that's
lot that
true.
comes out in 2022.
Well, next year the multiverse is here
Black
to
Adam,
stay.
I think maybe.
Yeah, I think DC's really getting ready to like just dump out a whole
Aquaman,
lot next year.
yeah, Aquaman 2, I believe as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot.
because I think with the Marvel movies next year, I know there's four of them. I believe it's Doctor Strange, Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Panther 2, and the Marvels are the four movies we're getting next year. And that's again not including the Disney Plus shows we're supposed to get next year, which I know just off the top of
She
my head
Hulk.
we got She-Hulk and Moon Knight, which is
Yeah,
one
Moon
I'm
Knight.
very excited for. Especially because those filmmakers I got like super into last month that I kept fucking texting you about all the time, like those two dudes, like they got hired to do Moon Knight. And so, like after watching all the shit that they did, I'm like, bro, I can't wait to see what they do with Moon Knight. Like, I think it's going to be really cool. And if all these rumors are true about Kingpin showing up and Hawkeye and Spider Man, like, bro, I'm here for it. I'm here
We got
for it.
the
I'm
Echo
geeking.
show should be coming out too. So yeah, there's a lot, man. There's a
Secret
lot.
Invasion. Like we're eating good as nerds, man. It's a good time to be a geek.
Slow it down.
Not that guy. He said I don't fuck with this nerdy shit, and he
He's
rode
out on
off
his
into the.
he's out on his wheelie bike, Ghost Rider, riding
See
off
you,
into the night.
nerds.
All right, Nicolas Cage.
Right.
But
Feels like
yeah,
your head is on fire.
the Thor one, it was enjoyable, but not pivotal in my opinion. So
Right.
it was
With
alright.
my ranking system, I'd probably put it above zombies and Peggy Carter. And honestly, for me personally, I'd put it above the Killmonger episode too.
See, not
That's
me.
just
I
me.
like those.
That's just me.
I like the zombies and Killmonger a lot. So
Yeah. That's my own personal opinion. We all have different opinions.
exactly,
All
and
three of
that's
us.
okay. And that's okay.
That's okay. It makes for good show business, or entertainment, or TV, or whatever the fuck.
Tell us if
Whatever.
you enjoyed this episode, or which episode has been your favorite. If you've been watching along the What If series with us, please in the comments below.
Please, please, because I do know there's a few of you that come in and check this out after the fact. I think my guess is that you guys are watching it. You're just not watching it the day of, like we are, and you're just like, well, we'll check in later, which I totally
So
get.
yeah, go ahead and tell us. We'll see it. We'll talk about it. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share.
Mhm. And
And
and most importantly of all, don't forget to tune in to episode 3 of Summer Camp of Horrors this Friday at 7 o'clock. Of
that's
course, we'll
right
be
at
coming
7.
at you live after that. It's going to be a lit episode this week. Uh, Lots of shit's going to go down. Lots of shit's going to go down.
The
So
teaser's been released, so check it out and get ready. Get that butt ready.
until then,
Till then,
it's been What If
smooches and
Wednesday.
deuces. Been What If Wednesday, and what if we die at summer camp between now and next week? I don't know.
What
We'll
if?
see.
We'll see.